Hey everyone, welcome back to our podcast. Today we're diving into a topic that affects every single American, the national debt.
That's right, Tom. It's a big deal, and a lot of people hear about it but don't really understand what it is. So, let's break it down.
Okay, so first off, what is the national debt? Simply put, it's the total amount of money that the US government owes to creditors. Think of it like a giant credit card bill that keeps getting bigger.
Exactly. The government borrows money to pay for things like infrastructure, education, and healthcare. When expenses exceed revenue, like when they spend more than they collect in taxes, they have to borrow to make up the difference.
Right, and they do this by issuing bonds. When you buy a US bond, you're basically lending money to the government, and in return, they promise to pay you back with interest later.
So what's the current situation? As of now, the national debt is over $34.3 trillion. It sounds like a huge number, but what does that really mean for us?
Well, it means that every American's share of the debt is about $102,000. That's a pretty hefty amount for each of us, and it raises questions about how we're going to manage this debt in the future.
And let's not forget that a large national debt can lead to higher interest rates and could potentially slow down economic growth. It's like having a weight on your shoulders. The more you owe, the harder it is to move forward.
So, what can we do about it? There are a few ideas floating around. One is to increase taxes. If the government collects more money, it can pay down the debt.
That's one option, but it's not always popular. People don't like paying higher taxes, and it can be politically risky. Another idea is to cut spending.
Right. By reducing government spending on certain programs, the government could save money. But then you have to consider the impact on services that people rely on.
It's a balancing act, for sure. Some people suggest boosting economic growth through innovation and job creation. If the economy grows, more people will pay taxes, which could help reduce the debt, which is what Trump wants to do.
That's a solid point, Sam. Investing in education and technology could lead to more jobs and higher wages, which means more tax revenue without raising rates.
So it's not all doom and gloom. There are ways to tackle the national debt, but it requires careful planning and cooperation among lawmakers.
Absolutely. It's a complex issue, but by understanding it, we can have better conversations about how to move forward.
And that's what we hope to do here. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Remember, the national debt may sound scary, but with the right strategies, we can work towards a solution. I think Trump has a good plan for all of us.